All right, we are rocking and rolling. Does Apex still have their 80% off? Before we get started, make sure you guys are hooked up with some of the best sales. 80% off evals. Oh, I'm glad I checked. Look at that, guys. This ends today. 14 hours left for 80% off evals on Apex. I would recommend if you do get started, don't go with the wealth charts plan. Go with the not even rhythmic plan either. You want to come down to the Tradeovate plan, because Tradeovate is the one that has the trading view, which is this over here, integration. So what that does is it gives you the opportunity to come down to trading panel and log right into your Apex account through Tradeovate and trade right here on TradingView, given the right subscription. Let's see. Let me get myself set up over here. Good morning, everybody. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, it is a short week in the markets. Thanksgiving is this Thursday. Markets are closed Thursday. They are opened Wednesday and Friday. Is it a half day Friday or is it a full day? I thought it was a full day. I could have sworn it was a full day. Stock market hours, Black Friday. I'm 90% sure. Oh, it is half day.
Kev, it's a half day.
It is a half day.
Trading session ends at 1 p.m., I believe.
Yep, I gotta correct myself on a post then. Just checked. It is a half day. Markets. New York markets close at 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. So yeah, half day Friday. Wednesday we have to just assume that any big institutional traders that have massive money, let's put yourself in their shoes, can go with your traveling for holidays. And you're probably not traveling on Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving. You're probably traveling the day prior, maybe even the day before that. So with that being said, Wednesday volume usually starts to die down a bit. Friday's a half day volume dies down a bit. Thursday, New York session is closed. The only thing that is really driving markets right now is just the optimism from the Fed. Markets open in 15 minutes. Let's take a look at gold. I want to see what gold is doing as well. Let's see, gold. Gold holds gains as Fed cut odds stay elevated, but Ukraine peace progress tempers safe haven demand. In my opinion, I don't think any kind of Ukraine peace progress or Ukraine peace talks should have any impact on gold, seeing how many times we've been in this situation where, oh, they're, talking about peace talks, talking about a ceasefire, and it's gone. Like the South Park meme where they invest the $100 in the bank and it's gone. So we just want to leave that part alone. Don't want to take too much into consideration with that. The Fed rate cut odd is really helping support gold right now. Fed December cut odds are near 70% after dovish remarks. And as we saw when we were dovish on gold, you got to remember too, gold took a pullback right now. We're about 7% from all-time highs, but we're still up well over 50% year to date. 47, we're at 48% on gold right now year to date. It was at highs of 60. So with that being said, obviously trend is our friend, higher time frame extremely bullish, and when we were dovish, gold reacted very positively. So let's update our previous day low, previous day high. Let's update our market levels and we'll go over some supply and demand and see what's cooking. 40.95. Yo, good morning, Marziti.
Morning. Joy to you, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing? How was your weekend?
Okay. Everything went well. We had a family dinner this weekend where all the relatives come in. My wife's family live all fairly close, so they get together fairly regularly to have a dinner and catch up and all that kind of stuff. We had spaghetti. Yay. It was
That's
good.
nice. Listen,
What
doesn't
about
have
you? What'd you do? What'd you do?
not too much. Took this weekend to chill a little bit. Been busting my ass lately, so I figured, all right, do have a little time. Let's take advantage of it. But other than that, ended up
Yeah.
reaching out. Yeah, just trying to find an editor for some of the videos I make. Found one, and it came out pretty cool. So we'll see how that comes out today.
Okay. Good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. So I'm sitting here watching Bitcoin and the S&P. Bitcoin looks like it may be at a turning point. It's a possibility. It's come into a chop area from a couple months ago. S&P bounced, depending on how you draw the fib, but S&P bounced off of a 786 of a longer trend, came back in, could be coming down. But I'm hearing strong arguments both ways about which way the markets can go. So I'm really not sure.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
know.
I still think we've got a pullback due in the next 3 months, probably.
Yeah.
I think we've got a pullback due. I'm not necessarily going to call for a crash, but I think we've got a pullback due, and I'm trying to decide how I might want to position myself for it. So I don't know yet. It's just so much up in the air right now. Supposedly this week, for those of you that are on Obamacare, healthcare.gov, Trump is going to announce this week his proposed changes. So for a lot of us that are on that kind of plan, that'll be definitely something to keep an eye on because that's an expensive insurance kind of thing
Yeah,
that we
massive.
have to keep on. So we'll have to watch and see what that does. Overall, though, a lot of people say that, well, nobody's trading this week here. It's one of the lowest trading weeks of the year, blah,
Hmm.
blah, 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 blah. But you also got to remember that when there is no volume, it's 10 times easier to make massive moves because there's nobody to get in your way.
Right.
So, we could have some volatility, but, it's just not as expected unless somebody really is looking to, do a rug pull or whatever.
Yeah. My opinion, guys, looking at the ES right now, I'd like to see it stay bullish today, head towards 6720. We really don't have much resistance above us. And like Marzetti mentioned, with the lack of volume we're probably going to see this week, plus the rate cut odds increasing, these are two bullish factors, right? Because low volume, we're able to run with low volume to the upside, plus the bullish factor of the Fed rate cut. Things could be leaning to the upside. Plus, technical analysis wise, I don't have resistance until way up here, 6740. So it was not an about time situation, but we sold off from it on Thursday. Friday, we consolidated until we spiked. Actually, it looks like Friday we moved higher in the morning, and then we had a pullback. And now today it looks like it might be doing the same thing. So we do want to be a little patient, watch markets, and just sort of see how things want to play out. 15-minute, I'm not really seeing anything other than this demand zone right here. Possibly this area right there too. But we'll have to really see about that one. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Let's check out the NASDAQ. Gold, I was also looking to be a bit more bullish than bearish, but price action, technicals, and volume will also help me say, okay, well, never mind. I want to be more bullish. I want to be more bearish, whatever the case is. So something I'll note on gold, we have the sweep of a high right here inside the supply zone. And I do see we've been trying to make higher highs on this lower time frame. However, we've really still been making these lower highs, right? So we haven't really been breaking to the upside. Now, I'd look for us to hold this level for sure today, 40.92. If we could break above 40.92 with strength, 40.95, then I would like to really see gold start to rally, maybe even head towards 41.20. If we take a look at our chart on the daily time frame, make sure that's a reasonable move. We want to be reasonable and realistic with the markets. Well, 41.20, that would just bring us to right here. That is definitely a reasonable move. It would just be taking out these recent previous day highs. Even up here, 41.34, that's a big move on gold. We're talking 63 points from where we're currently trading at. So if we could be patient, look for that to play out. But that would require a big break here. If not, guess what? Markets have been way more range bound and bearish on gold on the intraday scale. So with that being said, I want to trade with that trend. 15-minute right now. So at the moment too, we did reject supply right here. And on the 15-minute time frame, we created our new basing candle and a bit of a sell-off candle. We could check gold on Bookmap, see how the volume is. Now, something I might look for is I might look to see, and we'll make this like a light pinkish red. I want to see this current candle that we're on right now, this red one. I want to see it continue to the downside, and ideally I would like to see it break this price level 40.73 and continue lower. We do have some price targets on gold to the downside. 40.68, not too major, nothing like crazy. 40.36, 40.30. 40.30 is pretty big down there in demand. If you have anything to the upside, but we do have upside 4100 and 4110. So the way that they're positioned on both sides, just like Chief Keef says, that's that blank that I don't like. So we're gonna be a little patient on gold. I am gonna mark this out as a demand zone, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go long there. That just means I'm aware of that area. And if anything, I might also look to go short there if we break it real strong. Go short there. It's not going to be a massive 100 or 60 point move, maybe 24, but I'm going to have a managed risk on it. So there's trade setup 1 I might be looking for, trade setup 2 I might be looking for, maybe a retest of this 15-minute order block to the downside. I also want to check our daily time frame one more time too, previous day high and low. Alright, well, we haven't taken out previous day low yet. We haven't taken out previous day high yet. And ideally, it's range bound, and we're in the middle of that range. So I want to be patient. I want to see if we're rejecting off the highs to trade back lower, or if we're breaking above this smaller range to break back higher. So really a matter of being patient on gold, and not even, at this point, not even being too patient, right? At this point, we're just waiting for the 15-minute to close, which is in 5.5 minutes. That lines up with New York Open. And if the 15-minute does close bearish somewhere down here, I will be looking for a pullback on the next 15. But if it doesn't close below that level, this continues to be chop on gold, and I might look for a retest back into that supply zone for a short and trade this range, where we sell the highs and buy the lows. Where's our VWAP? I want to put, oh, it's on the 15. We could see it on the 15 then. Boop. So we'll see. We got a few things lining up on gold. Guys, let me know in the chat. What do you think? Buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. That economic data coming out is saying a bit more bullish. But, I don't know, man. We'll be patient. Look at this range on gold, too, dude. 40.95 to the upside. 40.95 market level. That has been a price level. That price has tested. Wow, if we're looking at the New York session, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today's Monday. Past 3 days in a row, we've hit 40.95 on gold. Can we break it to the downside, or do we finally squeeze through it to the upside for a major move?
Gold is on the daily. Gold is on a trend line. It's chopping on this trend line. It's also chopping on the Bollinger Band on the daily.
Yeah.
A lot of chop, like I said. So it looks like it's at a decision point on the daily. Looking at the chart itself, it looks like a good classic ICT setup where around October 20th we had our high, then we had our pullback low, then we had a pullback inside to the middle to start a breakdown low. So it does kind of look like a classic ICT breakdown, but again, it's trying to decide if it's going to break on that trend line or not. So yeah, daily wise, it's on a chop, and that's kind of concerning. Certainly can be some good intraday trading there, but as far as new positioning, it's a bit of a gamble right there.
Yeah. Possible longs on NASDAQ 24,425. Want to see buying. I'd want to see equity strong at that point too. Hourly demand zone right there. Daily time frame wise, we have taken, nope, that's not daily, that's 6 hour. Daily time frame wise, we have not taken out our previous day high yet, but we're pretty close to it.
Well, looking at gold intraday, if we look at Thursday, we had a high in the morning at market open, then a lower high during session. Then looking at Friday, we had a lower high again, but Friday took out the low of Thursday. So today we are inside. So we've been taking out the daily lows, but not the highs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I was looking at too
So
before.
yeah. So as far as any particular technicals, we're below R1, but above the pivot point. Looks like we've chopped around the pivot point some in the overnight session. We're currently above it, so I think it's probably going to come back down to, oh, what, 4060. I think there's a very good chance it's going to come back down to 4060. Beyond that, I don't know, but I can definitely see it coming back down to 4060 intraday.
Yeah, 4060 would be nice. 4060 would be nice. I want to see this 15 closed in a minute 30. I'd like to see us close below this current range we're in. You see our 15 minute and 5 minute. We've been breaking the low, pulling back, but we've been trying to break lows. So again, bear trend on the shorter time frame, smaller time frame is a bit confirmed, but it has been struggling. So we'll let the 15 close. That leads us up to market open too. I want to see where NASDAQ is, and I do want to be bullish on equities off of that Fed rate probability for the December cuts. So 24,430 is where I'd be looking for possible longs on the NASDAQ. Yesterday, this was resistance for a little bit. So I'd like to see this become support today. It was a 1 hour demand zone as well. See, we have our basing candle at a low. A few rallies brought us to a recent high. I'd like to see a pullback, a higher low form, and us continue back to the upside. If gold closes back within this range, this is also going to be a bit of a no trade zone. However, I do still want to wait and see if this breaks lower and gives us some type of break below 4062. We get below 4062, broken demand, and start to break lower, then I'd like to see 4037. Gold with some selling pressure, 2 seconds. It is definitely closing how I'd like it to. So we'll see if we could look for a possible short on gold. I suppose ideally we'd want to try to get filled on a retest of the 15 right there. Let's see. So if we can retest on gold, let's go. Let's do some micros on that. 4075.2 is where I'm looking for shorts on gold. 4075.2, even up in the 4078 I wanted to see us pull back into. Just for a moment. Getting there. Got to be a little careful off the open too, guys, because remember the Fed rate decision change going to make a bit of an impact. We do have a lot of selling volume on gold though, and that 15 was looking better to the downside. 30, 90, 1 hour. All right, let's see. We're retesting in my zone. I'm going to wait a half a second here. I'm going to take it there. If it fills. Okay, so I'm in gold shorts, 40.75, 40.80 stop loss. Looking for a strong break to the downside. If it fails and does continue higher, I'll get out around 40.80. I'm in short off this resistance point over here. Was looking for the 15 to continue lower. If it does stay bullish though, I know New York session just opened and we, what's it called? We have that Fed rate decision change, so that could be a bit of a pivotal moment in the market. Right now, I'm really just looking to trade gold back to the bottom of its range right now. Here. Try to move this over here. Just in some micros. I don't want to risk too much. First trade of the day, and it's Monday. I'd like to see this selling volume continue. We had a lot of selling volume before, but we had selling volume and reversed, which is a bit of a red flag. So we do want to be a little careful on that. 40.80 is my stop. I wanted to see this 15-minute continue lower, so I don't want to get out at the highs of a short position, right? I would want to be short up here in case we can, yes, wick lower and continue to the downside on the 15. We have already broken that recent 15-minute low, so it does give me confidence if we broke it once, we could break it again, but I do want to be a little patient here. We might also run for the highs around 40.80.72. So we'll be careful. That's why we always want to know how much our risk is, how much our reward is, and just be patient. Don't force anything. Selling volume is still going to the downside. CVD is still moving lower, but price is trying to squeeze higher. A little bit of a concern there, but I'd like to see some follow through to the downside. Again, if we could get back below 40.68, we're in for a pretty nice trade on gold this morning. Kevin, is there a parallel ticker to trade for the NASDAQ? Yeah, NASDAQ. So NQ would be QQQ. So if you're trading options, you would trade options on QQQ. Definitely recommend maybe 2 days out or 3 days out. Would not do 0 day. Now we want to see these sellers bring us back lower again. If they can't and we create a higher low here, then buyers have taken control. If we can continue lower, we have confidence in these shorts, and we will most likely, yes, continue back to the bottom of our range over here. I do want to be careful, like I mentioned earlier, though, we have hit price level 40.95 for the past 3 days in a row during the New York session. And that's to the upside. So stop 40.80. Definitely not going to leave it at 40.95. Little concerned about these levels forming up here. We've seen in the past that gold or on Bookmap will see these levels form, and then price will try to make their way to them, if anything break through them. So I just want to be patient. I want to be careful, and if it stops me out, it stops me out. I also want to check on the dollar. Dollar's bullish. That's a good sign. But how's it on the daily? Yeah, it's dollar's trying to squeeze through to the upside. That would help me to the downside on gold. It's back over here. And if you wanted to trade, Joe, in case you want to trade, yeah, I was going to say GLD as well for gold.
I'm in a put on GLD right now, targeting 372, I believe it is.
Nice. Again, a little concerned we make one more run towards 40.77s, 40.78s. I'd really like to just see a strong break here. Selling volume is still to the downside, so they're accumulating volume to the downside. We'd like to see some follow through. Without follow through, though, that volume has to reverse, right? And that could lead to a strong move up. But remember, we had 2 plans today. The shorts off supply, which we're in right now. But if that breaks and we fail, we've got a really great long position set up waiting for us too. So it's important to be prepared and just sort of wait, let things play out. Like, this could still fail, right? This could go stop me out. Just want to be patient, man. Want to be patient. This was an old... Is this old resistance right here? A little bit, but like we broke it yesterday a few times already, so I'm not entirely satisfied with that zone. That might be why we're consolidating before we break lower, but I'm just going to hold this. I am still looking for the sells to take control on gold, and if they don't, I stop out. Just in some micros. It could run to this 40.76 one more time, hit inside this little 5-minute area, and then reject. So I'm patient no matter what. I'm not getting out here. I'm not getting in here. I am already in here. 40.75. I took it on the pullback of this current 15-minute candle because I was looking for the 15 to continue lower, which has 8 minutes left. So I'm really looking for some follow through in the next 8 minutes. Markets, gold sort of running out of time on that follow through on the 15-minute time frame off that analysis. So hourly, try to sweep the low in reverse. 4 hour, Just trying to move higher. The 4-hour could be giving us some confidence too. If we want to continue lower here on the 4-hour, and by 10 o'clock we close somewhere like over here on the 4, that could be huge. 4-hour close. But we just got to be patient right now. And we're pretty close to that 4-hour close too. So 2:15 left. Wanted that 15 to continue lower. 7.5 left. Here's some selling pressure. There we go. Come on, give us something. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Jay? What's up? Elcano? My apologies. D. Harvey, good morning, bro. DC, what's up, man? Mike, good morning. Hope you're all doing well.
Morning.
Good morning. Some sellers, some big selling volume coming in here on gold. I want to see some follow through. We have 6.5 left on this 15-minute, and now we're finally seeing some selling pressure. So come on, if we could take this low out, that would be huge. 4075.5. Real close to it. Could check our point of control and stuff, but I feel like Bookmap's been doing us enough justice. Point of control is higher on this current 5-minute, but it's only at 192, and volume did try to start picking up to the downside too, so I'm not entirely convinced we reverse back up again. I just really want to be patient here. Let this 5-minute close, let the next 5-minute foreman close, let the 15 the 15 closes in now 6 minutes. So we've been very good at being patient. There's no point in rushing it. I'm looking for the 15 to continue us lower off of this basing, rally to the downside, and continuation. So even first TP of 4066.5.
Remember, if you're trading GLD options, you absolutely positively need to close it unless you want to get a $37,000 assignment.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, really. Kind of thing, if you're in the money. Thinkorswim has what's called a market on close order. Otherwise, you need to pay attention to it and make sure you get out of it before expiration.
Yep. Buyers are trying to protect this low for the moment, but I do like the selling volume that was trying to come in, and I also like that these levels are now moving lower along with price. So I do just still want to be patient on gold. I want to see continuation to the downside. Really want to see a strong break below 4064. If we can get that, man. It's funny, we had a trade setup we were being patient for. That was the break lower and then a retest, and we were going to take this position short. So if we find a great break lower, this is what TP1 would be, but I feel like we're in too good of a trade right now to be like, let's get out. But I also feel like that's a dumb thing to think. So let's get out of 2. Right at that 4064 area. We do get one more dive on gold, get out of 2. Maybe I'll get out of 3. And I'll, I'll get out of 2. I was going to say, we'll get out of 3 and we'll add back in those 3 once we confirm. I think I might do that. Let's see. I'll get out of 2 more. We got some selling pressure. We really don't want to jump the gun on an exit. Especially if we're looking for that 15 to continue. But the way we're pulling back right now, we already took a pretty solid trade here. 320 left in the 5 and 15. I mean, we are continuing the way I'd like it to. I just don't like this 15-minute demand zone here. Could be creating this higher low. And we see that we've been range bound too. So there's a sort of a few reasons why I wouldn't want to be short. And when that's the case, that's when I usually look to get the heck out. But let's see, 305 left. This could just be a pullback. I want to see one more dip lower, and I think I will get out of my full position. And I'll re-enter on the break and retest. So it's not like we're going to be forcing anything or holding too long or anything. 15-minute, bro, we need that push back lower again. Even back down to 4069.5. Damn, look at this 5-minute, bro. Right off that demand zone on gold. Now, we have been making lower highs, so I'd want to sort of try to protect myself a bit here. 4076.3 should not be ran through. 4076.3. But obviously, buyers have taken some steam, and they might sweep these highs. 4077.1 will be my stop loss for these last few contracts. We just moved back into an overbought territory. So again, this is where I'd like to see some continuation on gold to the downside. We have a minute 52 left in the 5-minute. Yeah, let's see. Definitely considering exiting a couple more contracts to lock in because clearly buyers have just tried to step in very strong off this demand zone. We have a minute 30 left though, and I was waiting for that 15, man. I was really waiting for that 15. Ooh, but a minute 30 left in the 15. I don't know if it's got the strength to do what I need it to do. Really struggling. Minute 11 left. We'll give it that minute. What do you guys think? Give it a minute 11 or close it out for profit?
What time frame?
We're on the 5 and 15. What's up, Gates? Good morning, bro. You in here? Yes, sir. Oh, here we
On the
go.
15, we are at the Bollinger Band midpoint, trying to push a little bit below it. Heikinashis are bearish. So, but we are, like I said, at the middle of that Bollinger Band, so I'm looking for volatility here on the 15. Below the pivot point. 374 is a 15-minute target.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
15-minute time frame target.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, on GLD. I'm sorry, you're on GC.
I'm gonna try to get out of a couple more cons to the downside over here. Losing trust in the longs off of that demand zone. Really want to let that 5 close, and it is trying to close more bullish. So I will look to get out of this trade.
Looking at GC, 4065 looks like a very viable target. That's that trend line I was talking about earlier. We've been approaching it. Heikinashis are bearish. Coming down off of the RSI overbought. So pivot point at 4060.
We got some targets to the
So if you're willing to
downside.
ride the trade, I'd leave
Oh,
a
is my shit
runner on
muted?
for 4060.
Yeah. There's 204 again. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get out of a few cons just to play it safe. I'm not a big fan of the weakness that we're finding now.
Are you long or short? I thought you were short.
I'm short.
Okay. Actually, you're pretty tall, aren't you? I mean,
Nah, I'm pretty short. Like, I want to give it the opportunity to break lower again because we have been breaking lower, but we've also been struggling to find that continuation. 15, yeah, let's get out of that. Let's lock that in. Nice, good gold scalp. Hola, buenos dias. With 330 for the day, that's not too bad. Obviously, we'd like to see a bit more, but we're all right, we're all right. 15, I'm no longer confident in because now we created an order block rally. We held it. Now I'd want to see this order block again rally outside of it. So I'm sort of more long on gold now, if anything, but we'll be patient. ES and NQ, they did not come back for our entries. Yo, what's up, Gates? You take any trades, man? I'm definitely, we'll see how gold wants to play. Like I said, I'm more bullish on gold now, able to switch that bias very quickly. Remember, the Fed rate cut has been improved to now 70%. 77 last we just checked this morning, 77, now 78.9, so it's increasing, and we know that when we're dovish on something like gold, it increases. We're not dovish on gold, we're dovish on a rate cut, but gold's reaction tends to be very bullish. At this point, I would like to see if gold could find some support here. Let's see. I'd like to see gold move higher. I want to try to see if I could find a long position off this higher low. Bit of a higher low. Stop at the low we just made before. And just sort of looking to trade it back to the top of the range. So we're back in gold. Other side now. Really looking for us to reverse on those shorts. Nice quick little impulse move there. We are overbought very quickly off of that. I only took 3 contracts on this because obviously it's a bit more of a chase trade, so I do want to be a little careful. It could wick all the way back. 40.72 could be a possible retest for a higher low. Yeah, want to be a little careful. Quick flip on gold, though, to the buys. Especially almost like a short squeeze. We had all these sellers lower, 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 and then a quick pop up. We just got to see that follow through, and we are trying to see that. Look at that, getting a little follow through there. Let's see. Wow, very, very quick bias change, very quick directional change in the trade. Took that high out right there. Almost want to get out right here for a quick scalp. But with the momentum we have, we might make our way back up to the supply zone. This is a supply up here. No, it's green. Just because I didn't change the color yet. But I do want to be careful. This 15-minute is still a supply zone too in itself, in that we sold off from this area before. But we're really trying to squeeze. We have some good buying volume now too. So I'd like to see that continue. Could sort of adjust my stop loss here, play it a bit safer. Very small risk on this trade. Would like to see these buyers continue higher. 5-minute closes in 8 minutes. Definitely want to see it close somewhere in this green zone though. If we don't, we did. Be patient. Just be patient there. Again, 40.72 possible retest area. Oh, I have 40.72 stop loss, so we'll move that down a little bit. I was looking at the 15 was keeping me bullish now. So we have our basing. Now we have a rally forming. I need to see us back above that recent 15. We did break that recent 15-minute high already, 40.76.9. So I just need to see us get back above that price level again. Did it once, want to see us do it again. We were in this area earlier, just want to see us range back higher. Yeah, long on NQ, very small position, protecting the profits because today's payout. Yes, sir. Go get it, get it, get it, Gates. Love to see it, bro. That's awesome. There we go, some more buyers. Come on now, take us back above 40.77 and more gold. There's 40.77, 40.78. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. We'll take profit up here. Do, do, do. Boom. Guys, these 2 trades today get 5 big booms. But I'm not going to do it. I won't. I won't do that to you guys. No, not too bad. Alright. Small L today, but biggest payout ever. Bro, that's sick, man. I know, you saw that, dude. You sent that to me. I'm like, sheesh. Gates over here. Gates over here, killing it. Make some room. Good job, man. Congratulations. What's that? That's max payout, right? Max payout on the 50Ks on 20 PAs? Damn, gold's gonna continue. I could have taken it a bit heavier. ES found support down here. This is where I was looking for support on the S&P. Ooh, 66 45. This could possibly be something on the S&P down here. Bro, gold, that squeeze, man. Sheesh. Wow. Beautiful. I'd be a little careful on longs on ES actually at this point. Gold, we could continue, right? Because guess what? 15-minute time frame is where I'm getting my analysis from, and that doesn't close for about 7 minutes. That could wick all the way lower. I don't want to buy up here. I'd much rather see if we could wick lower. Can I buy the dip one more time? Or can we let this close somewhere up here? And on the next 15-minute candle, if I'm expecting continuation, I'd like to see a pullback and grab those longs on the pullback. But right now, we don't want to buy these highs. This is clearly the top of our range until proven otherwise, which we're trying to prove otherwise. But until then, we don't want to buy the highs. Thanks, bro. Yes, still nice, bro. That is amazing, dude. Congratulations. Way to keep your losses small and way to really profit and stay patient and consistent. Cool, bro. That's it for you, Winfield. What's going on, Winfield? Took some wins today. It was a great trade and good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Yo, you got it, man. Did you catch gold with me at all? Gold was nice, man. Played both sides. The shorts took a little while. Obi-Wan Coin Obi? Yo, I love that name, bro. Welcome to the community, man. Absolutely love that name. Great. Short then long? Nice. Winfield? Good stuff, bro. Everybody's winning Bullish Bears today. Yes, sir. That's how we do. Exhausted Trader, you also winning? I see you, bro. Sheesh. Sheesh. Bro went heavier on that trade I had on gold. You're right, guys. I should just full port. I think Gates just said that. I'm just kidding. Dogma. I only got, you know what it is? I got chat in here with you, live stream chat. But then main chat is usually where people will type for the voice channel. So if you want to even throw your chat in main chat, that'd make it a bit easier for me. But there's those two, and then there's YouTube too. But YouTube's pretty quiet today. Their loss. Super their loss. ES low volume shelf off this 65-ish area. Almost considering a long here on ES. But I don't want to just jump in just for the sake of jumping in. I mean, we're off support. Getting pretty weak. ES is choppy, guys. I wouldn't take any trades on the S&P right now. Like, I'd want to see us hold higher from here. But it's clearly in a bit of a struggle. VIX, if VIX could find some strength, great. Something. If something could find something, that would be something. There we go. Nice little scalp on ES I took there myself. I didn't want to... Again, I don't like to say every single trade I take. Yeah, right there, Gates. You got it. Yes, sir. My other listed you guys as 4x Gump. That's awesome. That's cool, man. That's funny. Alright, I'm done for the day. My profit goal, so you guys know I aim for about 600-700 on the day. We're about 677. So not too bad. We stay patient, we keep it small, size down, and just like it, man. Look at gold. Ooh, gold, bro. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Iris? Jat. Good morning, Jay, Jim. Jingleheimer, Schmidt, and everybody in between. What's up, Vincent? Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This is where I was considering re-entering shorts on gold earlier, because we swept this high in supply, and I knew a lot of people would try to go long up here. And look at the reaction right away. Nope, I have to pop out stream. Yo, good having you in here, Gates, bro. You absolutely killed it. Congrats on the max payout later. That is awesome. Absolutely great. Guys, I used to coach Gates back in the day. Way, way back in the day. Back when I was a youngling trader. Back when he was a youngling trader. Now he's absolutely on a tear, and I love to see it. Love to see all you guys doing well, man. I think Moonshift was starting to turn it around a bit strong too. Exhausted Trader had some nice wins today. Marziti, how you doing, man? On that, did you take any profits off of gold shorts before?
No, I mean, I'm just still in my put. Just got to ride it out. I still think it's going to go down some. It's an intraday trade, but with options, you've got a little bit. You can go with it a lot slower pace. You don't have to scalp so much.
Yeah, no, I know. I like that about options, so you could sort of just buy and hold directionally, depending on the position and contract and everything. Damn, S&P did continue off of this low volume shelf off that 66.55, higher low, higher high was just formed. We are in more of an uptrend now on ES, looking to come make its way back to that high a day. VIX moving lower. S&P looks good to continue. Gold rejected supply. 15-minute is still closing more bullish though. Yo, have a great day, Gates. Again, congrats. Amazing. Who else being here? Winfield, I know you popped out too. Vincent, good morning. Vincent, good morning. Perry, what's up, Moonshift? Good morning, Dan. What's up, Greg? Good morning, gang.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good
Hey,
morning.
it's been a nice day.
Yes, sir. It certainly is. It's a nice day to have a nice day. Look at ES continuing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a big range on ES. VIX pushing lower. Guys, I'm telling you, ES going to that new high a day up 66.90s. Gold looks okay to continue too. Bit of fair value gap here. Oh man, guys, there's so much going on. But yeah, we're done for the day. Profit's done. Profit's made. Don't overtrade. Low volume shelf here on NQ. I'm sorry, ES 6680. Damn, son. Go ES, go ES, go. Bro, I took that scalp before on an ES contract. I was like, alright, let me just take a real small move. 57, I got out. I think 62, 4 points. But look at that entry. And then, we're currently 21 points above entry. Fantastic. And again, off of this support. This red zone right here was resistance. I was looking for it to hold as support today. I told you guys in the chat. Told you guys on Twitter. That's what I was looking for today. Looking for the red zone to hold as support on the ES. If we can make our way to the upside, I'll look for longs targeting 6,700, 6,720.
Yeah, we just broke the orb on NQ as well. So ES is probably there too. Not
Yep.
watching it. Should
6,700.
watch it for divergence, but
Nah, we're going up.
okay.
We're going up. We're taking the elevator up.
Is there any reason why we're going up, or we're just going up for going up's sake?
Fed rate cut.
Oh, is it for sure now?
Yeah, it's stronger now. This morning it was at
Oh.
71. Now it's at 78.
Okay.
Yes, on Friday. Friday is when it's shifted back to 70. Before Friday, Thursday, it was around 28% off of Powell's remarks. But then some other speakers started to talk. I think it was who had the biggest impact on it? I want to say it was Waller. And
I'll keep an eye on those stats. Thank you, Kevin.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's major. Right now, this is really what's helping markets pick direction. ES and NQ and gold it's impacting. Nice, beautiful reversal. That's amazing. Yeah, we'll see if we could possibly get a re-entry, but don't want to force anything, guys. Gold will be patient. Everything's just a matter of being patient. Took some beautiful trades, man. Beautiful. Bro, ES held. It's low. 45 real well. VIX moving lower. ES moving higher. Low volume shelf between 70 to 74. 70 to 74 is right here. Possible long entry on the S&P. Ideally, I'd like to see us take the high out first and then pull back. But whatever it wants to do. I'll look for re-entry off of 74 if we could hold above 70. So then, you know what? Maybe we'll look for an entry around 63.50. Look to hold 70, make our way up towards 6,700. Nope, not this one. We're looking at this one now. Now it's seeing a little bit of a pullback. Alright, ES, I get it. Damn, gold, I see you. Yo, gold's getting ready to tear today if we could take out that previous day high. Signet with the market sentiment right now. Look at the shift. Fed rate cut expectations holding 40%. Small caps are rallying. Crypto and bonds outflows, which is good for inflows for the ES and NQ. And sector rotation and defense. S&P. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are making some money with me this morning. It's a good way to start your week. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to let me know. If anybody wants some one-on-one sessions, let me know as well. I might be not putting a close to them, but wrapping them up on some weekdays. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Can you into a Google Drive? VIX under 22. Nice. Good call. Great call by Sig. Great call by Sig. Hey, good stuff, Joe. Have a great day. What up, TC Fader? Good morning, man. I'd want the other low volume area S&P has is 78 to 81, which we're in right now. 78 to 81. So if you are a bit more of an aggressive trader, you could try a trade there, right? If we have good momentum, we might hold this first one. Ideally, I'd rather see us run through it and then go hold the next. Markets will do whatever markets want to do. Remember that. I'm not taking this. Apple selling off pretty strong right here. Nvidia hit a bit of a wall. Google's pushing higher. So is Meta. But I'm just going to be patient. A lot of weakness in equities right now. So I'm not taking this higher up trade. I'd really be looking. It's trying, man. 6 to this 80 right here. Do you guys see the low volume shelf? There we go. It's pushing into it. 78 right here. Just break it. Break it. Not for nothing. We don't break it, we might fly. But I don't know, man. I don't like it right now. It looks like we're trying to break it. Here's some increased volume stepping in. Equity's taking a bit of a turn, though, so I really don't want to be long just yet. We are trying to hold that zone, though. I'm not taking this one. I'm just not. A lot of volume did accumulate in this area. We saw it start to pick up. I'm not taking it. 54 seconds left. I do think this is where it wants to hold. Could have held for a real nice, even 5 to 1 if we're just looking for a small move, but I'm just not confident in it. If I'm not confident in a trade, I do not want to take the trade. As per you guys should too, right? If you're not confident in something, don't take it. Look at that. I'm glad I wasn't confident in it. Would have just ran right to stop loss. Like, oh no, now I gotta get my money back. I gotta try to take this next trade now. Like, nah, just wait. Could have even been a double bottom there. We don't know right now. We do not know yet. Yes, still pulling back. I would like to see 66.73. So I'd like to see 66.70 hold as support. Would need to see some equity start to turn around. This is low volume right over here. So 72, 70 would be my stop loss. So let's see if we want to move lower and go hold between 72 and 70. Pretty tight stop loss considering the range we're in right now. So just take it as you please. Take it as you must. Alright, here's a bit of a dive right there. Looking for a move into this 73-ish. Alright, there's a move into it. If it doesn't hold, no trade. It's trying to hold, but it looks real weak, man. Be patient here. I'm gonna try one off of this little consolidation, but stop at the low we just made. So it could just go stop right out. There we go, quick little move there. but it's failing. Be careful. Hopefully this could create a higher low here and we don't make that low again. But if we do, then we're out. We're outie. Ooh. Dude, it's struggling on this low volume shelf so bad to continue higher. It's gonna try to break lower, I think. Don't do it. Bro, that was so close. Come on now. Alright, give me a little profit, I'll get out. If that's what you're calling for, ES. Oh, nope, it's not going to. I think we dive here. Careful. NQ's at support. Equities are trying to hold. Oh, whoa, okay, that was a weird move there. Is that the market's way of saying take profit? I'm gonna go with yes, and we're gonna take profit right there. That was a beautiful little comeback. 760 on the day, another 100 in the bag, and we will take it there. But that was a nice entry, man. That was a real clean little entry. 70 stop loss. It literally was 0.3 ticks away. It was, well, not 0.3 ticks. It was 3 ticks away from hitting stop loss. Wild, man. Those low volume shelves, volatility, momentum, just gotta read it. That is beautiful. That was beautiful. Great. Go work, everybody. Oh my god, I was gonna say on that note, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. It's only 10:15.
That was sweet, wasn't it? Low volume shelf, 50% retracement.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I didn't take it because it looked like I was gonna catch a falling knife.
That's how they usually look. But you know what?
That'll have to be the next lesson you give me.
Yeah, right.
That's great. Yeah, how to catch a falling knife.
Difference though
when it's not a falling knife.
Yeah, difference between what we were seeing and a falling knife would be we did just have momentum leading into it. So it wasn't as much of a falling knife as much as it was a pullback. So if it was a falling knife, that would be more so like even this first move we saw today, where we were selling off, selling off, selling off. We wouldn't want to buy here, buy here, buy here. We'd wait for it to sort of close green and give us some direction. Now at this point, we only had one candle close red, so it wouldn't really be a falling knife yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just
Awesome.
sometimes it's difficult to read whether it's a pullback or a retest to the low sort of thing.
Yeah. Go ES, go ES, go. Now we're just gonna fly. Gold, also flying. Thanks, Fed rate cuts. Gotta find all of those fundamentals.
All right, well, I got to go hang some sheetrock, so
Yeah.
I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Y'all be good. Have fun. Later. Goodbye. Sayonara. Get the hell out of here. Whatever. Bye.
Later,
Cheers,
Mars
Marziti.
City. Don't have too much fun hanging sheetrock.
Well, I got the hard part done. I've got the ceiling done. That was the hardest part.
Oh.
Now it's just the walls. Those are easier.
Got you. Good. Good. Play a little music, get in the zone, have a little fun.
Yeah, we'll scream to some headbangers. Yeah.
There you go.
Don't forget your Grinch outfit.
Oh, for Christmas?
Yeah, when I worked at the dealership and we would do those Christmas parades, they wanted me to dress up as the Grinch. I said, look, I don't mind the Grinch. I'm not dressing up in a costume, though. You can forget that idea.
That's great.
But it's all you. It's so you, Marziti, especially with your cartoon voices there.
Bye.
See ya. See you tomorrow.
That came out a little bit weird. Sorry.
You're good, bro. Good morning, good morning. ES chopping. Looks like it's trying to squeeze through the zone of 6690, make its way to 6700. VIX moving lower. Love to see it, man. Absolutely love to see it. Took out previous day high. Just realized I didn't have that updated. I was gonna make for a good follow-up tweet. I posted on Twitter the screenshot of, let's see. This right here, I put it on Twitter, right? The screenshot was this 30-minute time frame. Said if we could hold it, look for 6720, 6700. Well, we're holding it. Making our way to 6700, 6720. Don't go short. Don't counter trend this right now. We don't have much resistance above us. This was just a pullback. Remember, market's got to pull back, guys. This was only a 6% pullback, not even bringing us into correction territory. Correction territory is considered 10%. No, I'm sorry. I think bearish is 10%. No, correction is 10%. Both are bearish, and a crash is 20%. Gold right off key level 40.92. ES stuck between a rock and a hard place right here. Look at all the positive buying delta we have up here. A lot of buyers accepting price higher. Yo, Mike, you take any trades today, man?
Just on my my other eval account. I only did one. So right now the ATR for me is too high. Actually, it's starting to calm down now, but this morning it's too high for me.
Got you.
Too much risk.
Too much risk, not enough space.
Yeah. Well, and I need to start practicing scaling down though too, and I don't do that.
Are you trading micros or minis?
Micro, just single.
Okay. Because I was going to say, because if you're on one mini, if you go down to a micros and do a few micro contracts, but if you're already only on one, I would definitely suggest maybe going up to 2 or 3. Micro is the one that's smaller than the mini, as funny as that sounds. They both sound
Yeah, the other
small.
way around. Yeah, I do one mini. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah, and I could adjust to the micro and I
Yeah.
was just on my spreadsheet doing those calculations. So
Yeah, no, I definitely 100%, man, recommend doing the doing micros instead of minis. Even like you saw today, I was trading gold micros instead of minis. On my other chart, what I do is I'll have the same 4 charts you see here on ESNQ, VIX, and the weighted index, but I have an ESNQ, micro gold, gold. So I have my gold chart available, and then let's say I want to trade micros though, I'll just go in here and I'll plot whatever recent relative levels there are. So I don't have to go and chart everything. And then I'll just take the trades here on micros, be able to size in, size out, multiple contracts, not have much of a worry.
yeah, I need to start practicing that one. But
Yeah, you got it. It's just
at least I know. Well, the ATR tells me when to stay out, right? So if we're hitting 10 to 20 on the 3-second chart, that's crazy. I can't do that. So
that
I
is
just
pretty
sit
crazy.
here and watch. Yeah.
You say 20 points on a 3-second chart?
Yeah. There was a 30-point candle today. I was just like, yeah.
I think we were in that.
But right now we're ranging below 10. Now that's where I thrive, is below 10. So
Yeah. So you might also like other sessions then. Have you ever tried trading other sessions?
well, Yeah, this just flipped though, right? This month, because before that we were below 10 pretty frequently after the bell, maybe 5 minutes after the bell. But
Yeah.
now it's like hanging for an hour, above the 10. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely changed. And then this week should be pretty calm too. So we'll
Uh,
see.
you know what it is? Unfortunately, I'm expecting everybody to think this week's going to be calm. Therefore, markets are going to do the exact opposite and probably rally us back higher. Like, if everybody's expecting a calm week this week, and everybody's like, oh, I'm not trading, and then they look back and see the best price action they've ever seen, they're going to be real annoyed with themselves. But, time frame wise, like, weekly, on the weekly right here, there's a big bearish candle on the weekly. But it did have a lot of volume probably towards the end of it, which we saw even on the daily. On Friday, we had a big green candle for a possible reversal, and that came with the change of the Fed rate cut probability. Now, that is considered a catalyst. We don't look for technical analysis, won't be a catalyst. We could see a breakout and then fail and be like, whoa, that breakout counted as a higher high. Why didn't that work? But if it's a catalyst, that can give us the momentum, that can give us volume, and that can give us reversals. Technical analysis alone will not give us reversals. So with that catalyst change on Friday, we got that momentum shift, right? Before Friday, we were definitely way more bearish in the market because of that 28% chance of a rate cut. They flipped it back to 70 and market said hallelujah. Let's see, T1 hour, 10:23, and we have been done for the day for quite a little bit. If you guys ever want me to look over any tickers, please let me know. Always happy to do so.
And it's crazy that I haven't even tried to take a trade with you yet. Just like, because I listen to your commentary and I listen for some of there's some key information that I don't have, right? So, um, but yeah, I don't know why I don't take trades with you. It's kind of crazy.
Hey, that's all right, man. Listen, if I always say too, though, if you're not confident with the trade I'm taking, don't take it. But if it lines up with your own analysis, definitely, go for it. But if you're not confident, don't take it. And if you're not confident and you don't know why you're not confident, then, maybe try to break it down, go over some of the replays or something and see, okay, well, why did Kevin take this gold trade? And then usually I do talk it out like I'm taking this trade because A, B, and C. But yeah, no, it could help. And again, it could further help you progress to say, okay, well, when he was looking for the short, he wasn't just short because of supply, he was short because we broke supply, the 15-minute time frame was rejecting, and we had good selling volume. The cumulative volume was bearish. Whatever it is, I'm always looking for multiple reasons and confluences to take a trade. Wow, big sellers stepped back in on the ES here. Back to support though. Sophie, I got Palantir 40 with 157 moving upwards so far. You got 40 contracts? Or you bought Palantir at 40? Stock. So what do you mean I got Palantir 40 with 150? You mean, oh, like 40, 40 contracts when it was at 157? I think that's nice. Let me see. Let me see where we're at. Palantir. PLTR. PLTR. Ooh. Ooh. Palantir's in an interesting spot right now. Just came off of the support zone real strong volume-wise. I would need to see, this is where catalysts come in. I would need to see some catalysts on Palantir, and this would be because it's stock and not the complete market in a whole. This wouldn't be like, oh, a Fed rate cut decision. This would be more of a Palantir announces a partnership with A, B, and C. Palantir reported great earnings. Palantir did this, does that. Partnership, like I said. Invented something. Deal. Whatever it is. They need a little bit of something to give them that oomph of volume again. Yeah, you got it for sure. And that goes for any stock or company, guys, if you're an investor in something. I like Hims. Hims looks good. Is Adrian in here? He's not in here today. So Hims is real nice in my opinion, below like $50, I think is a nice buy on Hims. The way it's been able to trade in a range of 24 to 68, buy anywhere below even right where it's at right now, 36 a share, and you trade your way back up to even 68, back to the top of the range. It's 100% gain on the stock alone. So just something to consider. And again, it's a big company, a big pharmaceutical, and they are making a bit of an impact. Take a look at Hims on market and see what's going on there. See if there are any catalysts or partnerships going on. Hims and Hers Health shares fell about 17% this week, pressured by a looming legal dispute with weight loss drug Novo Nordisk. Oh, that's so funny. I covered that this morning. I'll show you guys where I covered that. We'll take you guys right to Canva. You guys get the back end access. But let's see. That's really funny. That's really cool. Novo Nordisk, NVO, very big stock, down 10% pre-market. Evoke phase 3 trials did not demonstrate a statistically significant reduction in Alzheimer's disease progression. That is a big hit to their stock. They were trading at 47 yesterday. They opened today below 43. Sort of going over what's going on with it. Markets fundamentals and breakdown of it. So real clean, real cool stuff. Go like and comment on that. Is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ES held that support again. Love to see it. Look at that, right off that big seller. Remember, just because it's a big sell bubble doesn't mean we have to continue lower. If we get a big sell bubble and reverse from there, this big volume, just like we look for a catalyst, well, intraday we look for volume catalysts. This would be a volume catalyst. We start to move higher off of a big seller. That's not the right direction in terms of buying versus selling pressure. This person ends up trapped, put quotations around it. Nobody's really trapped in the market, but in a way they are, because they're in a if this was somebody starting a short position at 66, 77, 75, they're not in profit at 66, 85. So just something to be aware of. Always important to keep an eye on those big volume spikes. Gold on a pullback, ES on a pullback. We're
looking for a short on this data, maybe.
Which data?
Dallas Fed Index or something.
No, not strong enough. Not a major enough economic event to really significantly give us a move. This week we really only have retail sales and PPI, and that's tomorrow at 8:30. If it comes in higher than expected for retail sales, it could have a bearish impact on equities, lower than expected, a bullish impact. Don't forget, guys, Apex still running that 80% off sale, makes the evals extremely cheap. I believe the 50Ks are down to just, what, $20, $36 with the 80% off. Trade-Ovate plan, do a Trade-Ovate plan so you get access to the TradingView integration and trade right on TradingView. Use discount code BullishBears for the best recurring sale. So even if they say that there is no sale, you'll get at least 50% off, so you do save something. And I'd recommend, if you do want to get started with futures, do possibly a 50K account. 25K only has a trailing threshold of 1,500. That's not that much cushion, and you might feel a little anxious when trading it. If you go with a $2,500 account and max risk $150 a trade, seeing that you're a newer trader, you're not going to feel so worried when you take a few losses in a row. If you take a few losses, you're down 150, you're down 300, you're down 450, you're down 600, you're down 750, you're down 900. I mean, you just took 5 wrong trades, 6 bad trades, whatever it is, 4 wrong trades, and you're not even down 1,000. So it gives you the ability to say, okay, I'm just taking some losses, but you're not taking losses. You're taking those lessons because you're learning in the market and you're being able to trade without risking your own capital. And that's the whole benefit of prop firms. Plus, of course, being able to take payouts without putting your own capital at risk. Black Friday's a half day, markets are closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and volume will most likely be lower on Wednesday. This is one of the lower traded weeks of the year, but don't forget a strong catalyst like a Fed rate cut decision can still impact us to the upside. So we want to trade with the fundamentals and the news, not the naysay. Oh, well, it's Thanksgiving, we got low volume, market's not going to do anything. Nah. Nope. Almost an 80% chance of a Fed rate cut. Guys, I'll be right back. Grab something to eat. If you're here on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe if you're making some money. There's another new high day on the S&P 500, while VIX is also continuing to new low day. It's exactly what we want to see. Alrighty. Let's see. Yes, another new high, but starting to struggle. We do have a key level on the VIX. I'm not going to be taking any more trades myself. We are just going to wait. Another new high on ES. Starting to break out. Let's grab that screenshot to follow up. And delete previous day low, previous day high for a moment. Delete this too. 21 to 1 risks are rewarded already. Thanks, Bookmap. W's to Bookmap. You know what? I guess I won't take the screenshot till we get to 6,700. Yo, ES. Get to... excuse me. Get to 6,700. Not because I'm long and I want to make money, but because I want this to be a really nice screenshot.
Priorities.
That's right, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I made profit for the day. I'm not chasing up here. What kind of role model would I set if I started chasing longs at the highs?
Well, if you're gonna do it, go all in.
Full port. 10 minis. Like finally kicking this cold. I don't know if you guys remember last week, but it's not. It's like sick with something, bro. Come on, 6,700. I need the screenshot. It's so close. That is really funny, bro. You don't get a market, I'll make another band. Nah, I'll get a real nice pic for Twitter and hopefully gain a few followers. Do 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 do. I hope you guys printed today too, though, because today was, I don't want to say an easier
Hey,
market.
Kevin. Yeah. Would you catch a bullet at 24,800? Right, coming up right now.
Would I catch a bullet?
Oh yeah, that's when you're fading a long move. Like,
Oh yeah, 24,800 is target to the upside on NASDAQ.
but not the departure either. No,
Like, yeah, no, I
Could
wouldn't
you-
go short there. We're right
don't go
now,
short there.
right now, because the fundamentals are bullish, I wouldn't go short in supply. I'd look for us to break supply and retest and hold. Or I would just look for supply to hold as the top of our range today. So, like, look, we had a move, pullback, move, consolidation, another move, and then, like, let's say for the rest of the day, we're in a range, right? Which would look very realistic, reasonable. If we have low volume for the rest of the day, again, week of Thanksgiving, we had a nice bull move already. We had a second leg. We're even sort of forming a weak third leg right now. So at that point, I really wouldn't be expecting a fourth and a fifth. But to each his own with the market. Markets can do whatever they want. I was looking for ES to hit 6,700, which would require NQ to move up a little higher as well. So we will see. Let's see. NASDAQ, a lot of buying delta. I wanted to also see if NAS gave any long entries. I think the only long entry would have been off of this pullback here. That's the one that ES had as well, off 950. I want to say that's over here. Yep. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, no. That's right off previous day high. There we go. A little move up. We're getting there. Did I tell you guys? No, I don't think I did. Oh, yo, ES, come on now. So close. I got I got permanently banned on Upwork. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Upwork before, but it's like Fiverr. It's like one of those websites where you hire people, usually like a cheaper hire. Like, all right, let me give it a shot. Find an editor, do something cheap, whatever. And I'm messaging them, and I don't know how Upwork works. I just started using it this past week. And I messaged one of the guys. I'm like, yo, if you want, I'll pay you outside of this because I'm sure Upwork takes a percentage. And Upwork goes, hey, yo. They don't even hit me with the warning. They just permanently ban the account and go, yeah, you can't do that. And I'm like, yo, I just started using you guys not even a week ago. You could see my account. Give me a warning, then I won't do it again. And they're like, nope, decision's final. Like, that's crazy. That's some crazy shit, in my opinion. Decision's final. I just started using you guys.
Yeah, sounds like they like losing money.
Yeah, right? You'd think so. When I reached back out, they quoted me. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, they got me. And the quote was like, yo, let me know how else I can pay you, because I think Upwork takes a percent. So I could see why they're a little annoyed at me too, though. But, bro, don't be reading our messages. Or flag something if it's bad, but I don't know, man. It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
Perma ban.
I don't know how many people they perma banned.
Yeah,
Because of that.
seriously.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, because also then I'm pretty sure I pay a fee too. So it's like I'm gonna pay I'm gonna pay 25 for this service. You're gonna end up with 15 of it, and the company gets 10 of it for a service that you would have taken 20 anyways. That would have saved me money, and then the the other person more money. You get what I'm saying? So it's, but I understand again. Their whole thing is that's how they make money. That is how they make money. They're connecting the two people, so they deserve their cut. But make that more apparent then. Say like, when you have a contract with somebody, then you could take it off. But don't just permaban somebody for trying to work something out. Yes, 2 points off 6,700. Let's see. Bro, it's right there. 1 point away. It's gonna break through. Nas is that resistance. Yo, if we whiff 6,700 by a point, that would be amazing. But the way the volume's picking up, we're seeing a lot of buying volume. I think we take it out. Oh. Oh. Ah. Come on now. 2 ticks away. Oh, 1 tick away. Boom, 6,700. Is that boom right there, 6,700. We did it, guys. Now, to zoom in on a lower scale, let's say we were holding those longs we were in earlier, right? Let's see. Like, had I been a bit more stuck on ES, right? First long I took down here was for a scalp for a few points. This hold here, 56, so over 40 points. Can't trade off a coulda, woulda, shoulda. We just gotta go off of what we did, so we can try to sort of not reprogram ourselves, but adjust as markets change. Guys, please do not fall for any fake Kevin accounts. They will seem very realistic, but they do not trade as good as I do.
Yeah, I'm in a short now because I get antsy because I work at 4 p.m. here in London and it's 11 a.m. your time, isn't it? But I just kind of like want to be in a trade, and that's not a reason to be in a trade, of course.
No, especially because we've been so strong. Now, if you do feel like you got to take that, go with the trend. But definitely don't want to be trading like that. We want to give confirmation, confluence. We want to be reasonable. We want to be realistic and reasonable with markets. Nice, 6702.
Yeah, and I had a very tight stop, so yeah, that took me out, and yeah, I've got to stop doing these impatient trades.
Yeah, man, those true up at an account for no reason. Like, you could have had that capital for the next trade you took.
No such thing as fast money, eh?
Yeah. It's alright. I do think, I was gonna say, I do think we sweep this 5-minute high on NASDAQ and pull back, because it is still a supply zone. So now I wouldn't be against a short for a scalp, but I just wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Very strong, very bullish. We are pretty extended now. So right now it's a 50-50. It's a coin toss trade, right? Where we're overextended, NASDAQ's in supply, we should pull back, but Fed rate cut decision hopes, those are increased. That brings optimism. We're definitely bullish off of what we've seen so far this morning. But volume's low, so it's like we have all these buts. Once you start saying all these different buts, that's when you know, okay, let me be a little extra patient for a second. It should be and, not but. It should be this and this and this and this. Not this, but that. And.
Everything before all those buts is null and void.
What's that?
Said everything before all those buts there is null and void.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. VIX still moving lower, new low a day. ES, new high a day. We're continuing here. And it's funny, some people, you know, if you're even newer traders, if they did what I did this morning with these small scalps off the wins, they'd be pissed. They'd be like, oh my God, I should have held. Why didn't I hold? They would have felt the need to revenge trade. They would have got back in up here, and they would have got stopped out, and then they would have tried to chase it again up here, and then they would have got stopped out. And then they would have blown their account off of what was already a winning day. I'm already in nice profits. We had some nice scalps off of gold at the beginning too. Things were cool, calm, and collective. We are okay. What up, Austin? Good morning, man. What does it mean when option prices go down but price is moving up? So are you in a call and the price is moving up? I'm sorry, you're in a call. Right, price is moving up, but you're in a call and the calls are moving down still? Or are you in a put? Because puts, you need price to move lower. Yeah, you're in a call. It could be an IV situation. I'm not sure what you were in. But let's say it's something that had earnings recently. When the IV is very high and starts to decrease, it loses value. And when it loses value like that due to theta, call QQQ. Yeah, probably, let's see. Probably because we're very weakly moving higher at this point. And are you in a 0-day option? Could also be why. Yeah, okay, so 0-day option is a big reason. And also where you entered. As crazy as it sounds, let's take a look at this candle, for instance, on QQQ. It's 601, and high of it 601.78. If you were to buy a contract somewhere near the high of this candle, let's say the contract's $60 a contract, but it wicks lower for a moment, that one wick on a 0-day like that could go from 60 to 40 to 30 really, really fast, which is going to hurt. But if you're patient and you're able to wait for that painful looking pullback and enter on that pullback in this uptrend, well, then you're doing the opposite. You're not getting in at 60 and getting out at maybe 80, 90. You're getting out in at 30 and getting out at that 80, 90. So when it does come to options trading, if you're trading that trend on a 0-day, you do not want to buy the breakouts. Never want to buy the breakouts with options. You always want to even wait for a 5-minute candle to close, wait for the next one to push red for a little bit, and if you're confident in the trend, buy it when it's red. Buy the pullback. But buying a breakout can do it, and then seeing how price stalled out, and as well as you being in a 0-day can also have a big impact. Yeah, you gotta be careful with playing lottos, especially when you buy it, right? If you buy it after we already had big moves like this, we could start to fade and trade sideways. But if you buy it and we do get a big move in your favor, yeah, those lottos could play real nice. Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. Options prices, yeah. Yeah, very well could have been. I don't know when you entered, where you entered, but all it takes is to buy into strength. Because the way, okay, good. The way options And even getting out now, right? We're on a pullback. We don't know, but it's safer to play it safe, right? Buy, like we said, buy that dip. Don't buy the highs. But again, let's say you bought the highs. This, again, a great example for options. This candle right here. Let's say you bought an option at the high of this candle, 601.80 cents. That's where QQQ was trading at. Okay, so you would think anywhere above this, I'm going to be profitable. That's not always the case. If we trade sideways for 5 minutes here, that option is going to decrease in value because of theta, and it's a 0 day. Then if we barely move higher again over here, that option's probably barely going to make its way into the money, which means it's losing a lot of value each time it dips lower too. So got to be very careful with options. That's why futures, in my opinion, I like them a little bit better because of the ability to really control and confine that risk. Life of a trader. What a beautiful day outside, and then he sits at his computer. Big pullback there. Good. I'm glad you protected yourself and got out of that position. Dropping since price is at 60.50. Probably like over here. Yeah. Yeah, really because of that sideways price action. I mean, we went sideways for about 10, almost 15 minutes now. Theta and Vega, right? The volatility index. If the volatility index is also declining, because it's a bit later in the day on 0 days. Let's see. I'd ask Sig. Yeah, you could ask Sig. I think what I'm saying is right though about the Vega and the Theta and how price was chopping sideways, and that unfortunately, yes, if you bought on a breakout, those contracts are very inflated in price already. So once they're inflated, if we lose momentum on the stock itself, those options deflate. They lost momentum, they lost air, they're going to deflate, come down, even if price isn't going higher or lower. If it's super slowly moving higher, and what I mean by super slowly is this price action right here. We were seeing this is a $2.50 move, even more on NASDAQ, and then right over here we only moved about 50 cents. 50 cents in 10-15 minutes. Before that we moved over $2 in 15 minutes. So that is a major decline in the volatility that we're seeing. So yeah, a lot of options get trapped, get wrecked right there. And again, I did have a supply zone there too, so a lot of sellers. People taking profit up here too. We had a nice run up this morning. NQ opened, ran up from 24,525 to 24,710, now up to 24,800. That's over almost 300 points since market opened today on the NASDAQ from futures. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we're going to be wrapping up the stream there. Hope you guys made some money with us today. We killed it on gold. We killed it on the S&P. That's just how the way we do. Hopefully, we can get some good days going in for today. Obviously, today's done. Tuesday and Wednesday, because markets will be closed on Thursday, and it's a half day on Friday. But I will be back here tomorrow with you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Peace.